Have you ever noticed how a single light can change the feeling of a whole street? Imagine a quiet old town, a place where time seems to slow down. In this town, every home had a tradition. At dusk, they would light a lantern. The soft, warm glow would spill out, filling the streets, dancing on the cobblestones, and making every doorway feel like a welcome. Ravi was new to this town. He loved the evening ritual, the way the lanterns painted the town in hues of gold and amber. But lately, he noticed something was off. Some lanterns remained dark. He'd walk down the streets and see cracked glass on one, a weak, flickering flame on another. The once unbroken chain of light was now dotted with shadows, and the streets didn't feel the same anymore. The warmth was fading. One evening, as the sun began to set, Ravi made a decision. He couldn't just watch the darkness creep in. He grabbed a cloth, some spare glass he'd found, and a few new candles. He walked over to the first dark lantern he saw and started to work. He gently cleaned the soot from the glass, carefully replaced a cracked pane, and set a fresh, new candle inside. He struck a match, and a steady, bright flame sprang to life, pushing back the encroaching twilight. At first, his new neighbors just watched from their windows. Curious, a few peeked out their doors. Ravi didn't say much. He just moved to the next dark lantern and started again. He was so focused on his task, polishing, fixing. Lighting that, he didn't immediately notice when an elderly woman came out with a soft cloth and began polishing the lantern beside him. Then, a man joined them, carrying a small box of old wax from years past, perfect for making stronger, longer-lasting candles. Soon, children were darting back and forth, their small hands carefully carrying unlit candles to every corner of the street, their faces lit with excitement. It was like a silent agreement, an unspoken understanding that this was something they needed to do together. One by one, the whole neighborhood was out on the street. Some were polishing, some were fixing, some were just sharing stories and smiling as the light returned. By the time true night fell, the entire street glowed brighter than it had in years. It was a breathtaking sight. Light wasn't just coming from the lanterns. It was reflecting in the eyes of everyone gathered there. People lingered outside, not wanting the moment to end. They shared cups of warm tea. Laughter echoed down the street, and a sense of connection filled the air, a warmth that had nothing to do with the temperature. In that moment, Ravi realized something profound. The light from the lanterns wasn't just about being able to see where you were going. It was about connection. It was about community, about the simple, shared effort of taking care of something together. The lanterns weren't just illuminating the cobblestones and the doorways anymore. They were illuminating hearts. From that day forward, the town never forgot. They tended to their lanterns, not just as a chore, but as a ritual of hope and togetherness. They remembered that even in the darkest of times, a small act of care, a single flame, can be enough to start a chain reaction. It reminds us that the warmth we create together is always stronger than any flame burning alone. Small acts of kindness, Donawitla Wu, can light up not just a street, but our entire lives. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone who brings light to your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that warm the heart. See you next time.